Hey, Chris Chesar here, and I am with Cindy Branson. So happy to be here on March 4th, 2024. Today's presentation is going to be how to get your emails opened and how to get a really good click-through rate on those emails. So make sure you check this out. This is, again, we've done a lot of research on this. We have a little presentation to put together for you. And Cindy, you want to speak a little to that so I can open up a couple tabs?
On the email engagement,
Well, getting your emails opened and stuff like that about the presentation tonight.
yeah, sorry, Chris. Yeah, I mean, getting your emails open is, one of the most important things that you can obviously do. So, how do you do that? Well, you want to, how do you do that? You avoid first of all, avoid the spam folder, right? So that means you want to use like a reputable email service and maintain a good sender reputation. A good sender reputation means a lot in the world of those email service providers. That means when you do send an email out that you have a certain number of actions being taken, that you don't have any blacklisted emails, that you don't have any other things that are going to not allow people to even get that email, maybe bad email addresses or ones that never, marked you safe or opened anything from you in a long time. Other ways to avoid that spam folder, of course, are just avoid spam trigger words, phrases in your subject lines and in your content as well. I know Chris is going to go over a lot of stuff, and I don't want to, step on his toes for what his beautiful presentation is going to be tonight.
All right, let's get to it.
So, yeah, let's get to it. You ready?
Yeah, you can share my screen,
Can I? I
please.
don't have that power, Chris Chesar.
Oh, my bad.
B. Cicero,
Um,
hello, hello, hello. Thanks for joining us on YouTube tonight. If you have any questions during our presentation, of course, put them in the comments and we will see them. But anybody who's here, please do a hashtag live for us, or if you're watching the replay, do a hashtag replay. And of course, if you're not a subscriber yet, smash that subscribe button. All right,
Sure.
Chris, you're on.
You don't have to smash it, but you could just
You want to
gently,
smash it, Chris.
gently click the button. All right, do you have me shared?
Oh, no, that's what I was doing. There we go.
All right, you
Invite for
see
Cindy tonight.
email marketing 101.
Yep, we see it. You're good. We're in our circles in the appropriate space.
Awesome. How to get your emails opened and how to get more clicks on your links. Now, Cindy Branson's talking about spam words, spam, and all that kind of stuff. Yes, I'm assuming that you have your email warmed up and you are hopefully landing in the inbox or at least a promotional folder on Google. We're assuming you're there. Now, we can do another presentation on that, how to get your emails warmed up. But that's this really what we're focusing on today is the email itself. And if you're sending out emails, if you're watching this, you most likely already have a list and you're probably having trouble getting people to, or your subscribers to open your emails. So let's get into it, guys. All right, the metrics. What is a good email open rate? So that's the base where you always need to start. What number am I? What is good? I mean, don't expect that if you have 1,000 people on your email list that every time you send an email, everybody's going to jump and run to it and open an email. Think about how you handle your own inbox and how many times you open an email. How do you open every single email and read every single email? Absolutely not. And that's what your subscribers are doing as well. So let's look at the numbers. Good email open rate. We'll start from the lowest to the highest. 10% is passable. And believe it or not, that's pretty average. Anywhere from 8% to 10% is pretty average. I don't want to be average, right? Do you want to be average, Cindy Branson?
I do not prefer being average. No, Chris Chesar.
Excellent answer. 20% is definitely good and above average. If you're getting a 20% open rate on your emails, you're doing pretty good. But this is where your goal should be. A goal should be 40%. 40% open rate on pretty much all of your emails is great, and that should be your minimum goal. So if you're at 5 or 8 or 10% now, you want your next step up would be 20%. What can I do to double that, double my open rate? And that's what we're going to try to help you with today. If you're hitting 40% and you want to try to get 50% and above, you are a master email marketing guru at that point. If you can get people to open 50% and above on your emails, that would be fantastic. So those are the numbers. Take a screenshot, and any um, email autoresponder service or platform out there is going to have these statistics in each one of the emails that you send, every single one of them. All right. If you are under 10% open rate, you need to make immediate adjustments. All right. 10% is no good. Possible reasons for poor open rates. And we'll go to what Cindy is talking about too. Your list is bad. You just have crappy subscribers, or maybe you bought an email list from somewhere, which is kind of a no-no nowadays. In the old days, maybe 10, 20 years ago, that was okay to do. But now, if people didn't opt into your list, there's so many restrictions. You can actually get banned from some of these email providers like Gmail, Yahoo, and all those. Uh, you're landing in spam, like Cindy Branson mentioned. If you're like getting zero open rate, most likely you're going to spam. And most likely the case is, and I'm sorry, Cindy told me I subject lines is 2 words. Your subject lines suck. Pretty much what happens. So if you're not landing in spam, your list is good, you have opt-ins, it's a newer list, and you're emailing them all the time, and they're still not opening, it's most likely your subject line is just horrible. All right, what is a good click-through rate? So let's look at the metrics here on click-through rate. Now, what does that actually mean? So a CTR, or click-through rate, is if you have a link inside your email, how many people are clicking on it? And believe it or not, this is a real number. The 2% to 5% are pretty much standard for pretty much any niche. Now, if you're in the real estate market or some sort of education, maybe you can get closer to 5%. If you're in make money online, you're probably looking at 1.5 to 2% click through rate on links, because people are getting pummeled with these things, and people just don't want to take the time to click on links and see what's happening. The only way they're going to click on links is for you to be, use curiosity, or if you've built a know, like, and trust. But think about it. If you send an email 3 times a week, or if you send an email every single day, don't think everybody's going to come running and swarming and can't wait to click on your link in your email. It's unrealistic. So you got to keep that in mind. Now, let's do the math, because this is where it gets a little discouraging, to be honest with you. You have 1,000 subscribers, 20%, which is a really good open rate, that equals 200 people. Correct me if I'm wrong on my math, Cindy Branson.
You are correct on your math, Chris Chesar.
Say you're getting 3% that click on a link inside your email. That's only 6 clicks that are going to what you're offering. So if you're not making money and you're wondering why, it's because you need more subscribers. The only other thing is, if you do the math on this, you need to send more emails. So if you send 1 email a week to 1,000 subscribers, you got just a potential of only 6 clicks on average for that particular 1 email. Now, think about that. If you're trying to make a living doing that, it's not going to work that way. And you can just look at your own inbox and see the same marketers who know what they're doing, who are professional at this, who are sending you multiple emails either every single day or multiple times per day. This is why, because they did the math. All right. And maybe I should follow up on this, and cut me off here if you want to jump in here. But think about this. If I have 1,000 subscribers and I send them 2 emails a day, I have the potential to get 400 open. So that's kind of like I sent 2 emails. So that's 2,000 emails got sent, right?
Mm-hmm.
you have the potential of having 400 people open, and now you doubled your clicks. You're starting to get the math here. Does it make sense, Cindy Branson?
It does, Chris. It absolutely does.
Oh,
So, yeah, I mean, these metrics are vital for you to understand what's happening within your email. You always want to be on top of these, as well as, Chris mentioned, and I want to go back to a little bit, is cleaning your list. That regularly cleaning your list and removing any inactive or bounced email addresses, as well as always honoring if somebody unsubscribes from you, are important tactics to keeping these percentages up.
there you go. All right. So we did the math. This is why professional email marketers send 1 to 2 emails per day, sometimes more. That's why they do it, because they did the math. So let's kind of summarize this section of the presentation. Don't be afraid. That's my biggest thing when I first started this journey, and still to this day. And I'm just going to be myself here and tell you that I feel like I'm going to piss somebody off if I email them too much. But in most cases, they didn't see your email. That's probably what happened. So you're really not going to irritate them, to have a nicer word, because, or aggravate them, because they probably didn't even see the 2 or 10 emails that you sent before. That's why they didn't open it. So that's what's so important, to email is frequently. I mean, don't send 20 emails a day, because then that's spamming. So just don't be afraid. Kind of pull back a little bit, or just pull back that fear a little bit. And because you are a marketer, and that's what marketers do. Now, one of the other things is give value. You can't just keep saying, buy this, buy this, buy this. It's not going to work. You have to give some sort of value and establish that know, like, and trust. It's so important. And I, I make mistakes too, just like anybody else. But my my open rates are between 40 and 50%. So, I mean, because the people, like Cindy Branson mentioned, I keep my list clean. So if somebody hasn't opened any of my emails in a matter of a certain time frame, say it's a week, 2 weeks. What if somebody's on vacation? You don't over clean. Or if somebody hasn't opened an email in a month, it's time to remove them from the list, because they're affecting not only my statistics, which these email providers like Gmail and iCloud and all of them, they see your numbers to a degree. They can see a lot of your statistics. So, keep your list clean, keep your numbers up, and you're going to do really well. If you have 1,000 people on your list and 500 of them never open your email for 2 months, your numbers are going to be way down. You're hurting your own numbers. So you're not really gauging what your numbers are unless you keep your list clean, like Cindy Branson mentioned. All right, the top components of great emails. Let's get to it. Perfect subject lines. Again, now I have too many slides to change, so please excuse my bad grammar here. Perfect subject lines. That's number one. Number two, content with value, which we just kind of went over. Number three, personalized. And we're going to break these all down. Number four, connect. Put a face to your emails. It's one of the things I never did, and I'm going to start doing with some research that I did the last few weeks. Maybe that can increase my click-through rates because I'm putting a face to it. And the PS, which is the postscript, we all know what that is, and consistency. Let's go break them down, Cindy Branson.
All right, let's do it.
Perfect subject lines. This is the most important component of any email. This is your billboard. This is your advertisement in a magazine. This is it. This is the biggest thing. That's the first thing that your subscriber sees, and what is going to make them click. So there's different categories of perfect subject lines. My favorite is curiosity. I think that's the best one. You get people wondering what's in this email. It's kind of clickbaity to a degree. but it just makes them think, I got to read more. I want to know what this means. Number two is gain. Like, what can they gain by opening this email? And I'm going to show you examples of this in a minute. And number three is a threat. I never use this one. I don't like it. I hate when I get them. I just don't like them. And number four, and these aren't in a particular order except for number one because it's my favorite. Number four is proof. How I made X amount of dollars in the last 30 days, something like that. Proof. So show proof. All right. Oh, let's go to. Can you stop sharing my screen for a minute and I'll bring up a slide?
Sure, Chris, absolutely.
Okay. You can share my screen again.
All right.
Oh, I guess I could have just flipped over. My bad.
You could have, but that's okay.
All right. So let's break these down. Can you see these okay? Oops, that too big?
I can see them fantastic.
Excellent. So curiosity headlines, and they can also be like a FOMO, which stands for fear of missing out. If you haven't heard of the term FOMO, now you know what that means. And these are just examples. Everyone is talking about it. That's curiosity. Did you see this? Fact or fiction? Delve into the unknown of something. So you could put of and then some sort of topic here. Little long. The hidden wonders. Discover what hundreds of people are doing. Is this real? Did you ever wonder if this is possible? Look what Ted just did. When you do stuff like that, people really will want to see what Ted did. Same thing here. My daughter, my son, my wife, my husband, my partner did what? Those are all good ones. If only I did this 10 years ago. Wait, what? I quit. Why do people keep doing this? You kind of get the idea, right, Cindy Branson?
Absolutely. And I know you're going to get to it, but using those I statements is personalizing the subject line. One of the things I know you're going to talk about is personalizing the emails, and it can start with the subject line.
There you go. I'm not going to read all of these, but this is what gain headlines are. What desired result is and how to get it. So, or where desired result, where this result is and how to get it. Discover the secret, your way to time freedom. You get the idea. You're putting some sort of result for your subscriber to identify what your subscriber. You're kind of hitting a pain that they would want to look at. How to turn. Fill this one out, Cindy Branson. How to turn.
How to turn procrastination into
Money.
$100 a day.
There you go. Perfect. How to turn procrastination into $100 a day. I might click on that one. That's a good one. I don't really use these too much either. I'm strictly curiosity. But you kind of get the idea there. Threat headlines I mentioned before. I don't like these. If you don't, open this now, you'll hate yourself later. It's not who I am. And I'll get into that in a little bit, how you have to be yourself. Shocking mistakes, killing your whatever. You get the idea. It's very aggressive, and it's just not my personality to be have that type of aggression in my emails. And then proof headlines, I have used this before. Here is a method that is helping stay-at-home moms, make money. I don't know, something like that. I don't know if you want to fill in one of the blanks.
Pay for private school. Why I meditate, and you should too. How I lost 100 pounds, without exercising. Things like that. Sorry.
Yeah, actually, this I have used. So this could be how I made $12,000 in 12 days. Now that's to me is curiosity, but that's proof. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, that's proof. You have the information, the knowledge to back it up. You have the stat or the testimonial or whatever it is, but proof is saying that you have the goods to back it up.
Yep. So those are the categories there. Let's move along. Content with value. Ask yourself, how does this help your subscriber? How is it going to help them? If you don't have value and you're just constantly selling, constantly telling your subscriber what to do, they're going to get tired of you really quick. And I'm not even, maybe we'll do another presentation on this, Cindy Branson, about the different types of emails, like the Seinfeld approach, the long emails telling stories and anecdotal things. I'm not big on writing those emails. They're just too time consuming. And I'll show you in a little bit what I do.
I
So,
mean,
do you want to touch on this for me?
yeah, I mean, there's definitely a correlation with who your target market is based on how you're going to write your emails to them. There are, if your target market is, senior citizens, they will tend to want more information in the written word for them to understand what you're selling, what you're doing, the value you're giving. But then there's other people, affiliate marketers, where if you have a large affiliate marketing list and you're selling them, software as a service, quick and easy ones may fit their personalities better. I mean, without a doubt, you got to connect and know who you're selling to in order to how to write the email.
That's a great point. Depending on who your list is, if you're, a real estate agent or you're doing something in finances, whether it's, well, what's hot right now, why I'm a little bit late with my presentation is because all the cryptocurrency is going crazy over the last 5 days. So kind of been distracted by that and my portfolio there. So it's kind of fun. So anybody's in the crypto coins, good for you. Things are going good. All right. Yeah.
If
So
you
if you're into something more specific, like insurance agent, an accountant, things like that, then yes, maybe you're going to have longer type style emails. But for most of us, we could be telling stories. That's really the best way to do it, and I'll break that down in a little bit here. All right, personalized. So I know some of these could be kind of mixed with another, but they're important. You got to be yourself. If you talk like a human, so if you're going to get ChatGPT to write your emails for you, I'm going to tell you right now, you need to edit them. You have to be you. People aren't going to buy from ChatGPT AI written stuff. Maybe you'll get lucky. Maybe that technology will advance in in the next few years. But for now, yes, the GPT. There's all different types of programs out there that can write good emails, and they have different prompts or different what do you call them, filters that you can put on them. But there's nothing better than you kind of putting your own personality in it. Don't be afraid to use a GPT type program that helps you write those emails. It's okay if you just are horrible at writing emails. Take action and do something and just clean it up and make sure you read through what the AI gives you. Just read through it and make sure, tweak it the way you need to tweak it. Be a lot faster and a lot easier. But if you're good at, what do you call it, Cindy? Writing email,
copyright.
copywriting, and it's something that interests you and you're pretty good at it. Um, and I guarantee you're better than you think. Um, do your best to be yourself. Bring out your personality as much as you can. So if you're someone who has a good sense of humor, have some fun. You got to remember, this is all about know, like, and trust. All right.
Oh,
Connect. Oh,
before you move on, Chris Chesar, another way to personalize is to add the recipient's name in either the subject line, possibly, or definitely in the email. Now, that's something that you're going to do with an autoresponder as opposed to a standard email client service. But as you're growing a list, you're going to move into an autoresponder pretty quickly. So that's one thing that you can definitely do to personalize.
Yeah, true. But that also depends on if you're opt-in form to people who opted into your list that you asked for their first name too.
Very
So
true.
uh,
Yes.
some of us don't do that. I like to bring the first name in because I like to personalize it. I like to put the tag in there that will pick up the first name of my subscribers. So then it's, hey, Cindy, check this out, blah, blah, blah. It is a lot more personal. Um, so, okay, we got that. All right, connect. You want to connect, and that could be in a lot of ways, but one of the main things I'm learning is to put a picture of myself or yourself on your emails. Don't put a picture of me on your emails. That would be silly. But you get the idea. Have some sort of sign off, enjoy, warm regards, best wishes, good luck, whatever it is, sign off. You can use your full name or you can just use your first name. I prefer when I just start a list and I'm sending emails out once in a while, I'll put my full name, but as people get to know me, then I'll just put my first name. And then it becomes a little bit more personal and not so much professional. Again, this goes to what Cindy Branson was talking about. It depends on who your list is. If you're in a professional type of thing like insurance or finance or real estate, you're going to want to use your full name. And even for me, I should use my full name more often because my full name is my branding. That's who I am. That's who I sell. I sell Chris Chesar. Chris Chesar sells things, affiliate products. So, yeah, that is my branding. Like Coca-Cola is not going to just put Coke, right?
No, I don't think they would.
Unless they sign it Enjoy Coke.
Yeah. I
Ah,
mean, they have the brand Coke too. I don't want to speak for a multi-billion company right now.
yeah. Yeah, they're watching our video and they're going to sue us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be funny. All right. All right, the PS, the postscript. This is one of the most important things. So if you want a better click-through rate, this is where a lot of people go because they know the best deals are in the PS. That's where it's kind of through attrition. This is gone. The PS was always the best deal. Um, so it could be, get a percentage off or check out this great deal. A lot of times, if you have a long email, people will actually scroll to the bottom to see what's in the PS. So make sure every single email always has the PS at the end. And the best way to do it, especially if you're an affiliate marketer or a freelance digital marketer, whatever you prefer, you want to have a link in there. And it could be a link to anything where you could make some sort of sale. And I think the next slide is examples of a PS. Okay.
Just
Thanks,
on
Chris.
that note, Chris, I mean, you also don't want to put too many call to actions. I mean, you can have multiple call to actions, but it's very good to point them to the same place you want them to go. It's if it's in the body, just do a duplicate in the PS. It can be very effective as well. Because if you put too many things and too many calls to actions, then people will get confused and possibly not click on anything.
This is true. But just make sure you put a PS. I don't care where you send them. Put one in there. It's going to help your click through rates. Oh, I'm supposed to go to that now. My bad. So the power of the postscript. So here's some stats on the postscript. So remember, if we had 1,000 emails, you can see this, right?
Yep.
If you had 1,000 emails and you got 20% open rate, 200 people opened your email and added a 200, 3%, let's say, clicked on a link. That would be pretty average. Only one or two of those people who open your email will click on a link in your email. Or no, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is about right. I'm sorry. So we have it at 3. We should say 1, 2, 3 emails. My bad. I'm getting my numbers mixed up. So 1 to 3 people of the people who opened your emails will click on your PS or click on a link in your PS. So I think make sure you put a link. Now, that could go to a Facebook page or a Facebook group. It could be your booking calendar app, depending on maybe you're not selling anything. Maybe that's not what your email list is all about. But you want to put a link there. It doesn't matter what it is. Make sure that you're putting a link there. If it's something that you have, another link or click here or check this out in the content of your email, just make sure it doesn't have to be the same link, but you can put the same link in your PS just with a different type of call to action. Think of your PS as a call to action. I mean, that's pretty much what it is. So in my type of business where I'm an affiliate marketer, freelance digital marketer, you can have things like take a look at these recommended offers. And then you could I do it like this. I don't put my link open like that. I would just put click here. That's what I would do. And then put my link underneath here, bold that up. I don't see the bold. There it is. Change it to the blue color, make sure it's the link color, and you'll be good to go. Sometimes I even underline it, so don't be afraid to do that. And so they know to click on that link. Or you can shorten your link or have a link if your link is, join.cindybranson.com. You could do that and just kind of hyperlink that where you don't have to put the HTTPS in there. You just hyperlink it like that where it's a little cleaner. If you have some super, long link like this, no, people aren't going to, most likely, they're not going to click on that. It just looks too weird and scary, right?
Correct.
So you can always put, a word if you don't want click here. It could be anything that you want to put there. You can pretend it's a link, kind of spell it out, but hyperlink this to put a link underneath there to something that goes to something else. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, Chris. Yeah, I mean, especially in the world of affiliate marketing where you can have some very long links, what might most people would look at as unrecognizable links, especially, because they might not have that same keywords in it that the product that you're trying to sell has. So, or like instead of click here, another option for that one would be check it out or see, sending them to a landing page, see the results here or whatever it is, like make it a call to action without them feeling like, oh, you're just trying to get me to click a link and buy something.
Exactly. This might not be the right blue. Oh, underline. So you get the idea. Check out these hot offers, explore top online picks here, discover recommended offers, uncover hot deals, recommend it for you. That's a good one. Take a look at what's hot in the marketplace right now. I just sent that out in an email. Dive into top rated offers. Your next opportunity awaits. They're all little curiosity type things. If you just put, you can go to my Facebook page if you feel like it here. You're not going to get a click on that. You have to kind of be a marketer and think of what would make you click is usually the best way to go about these things. Good?
Yeah, absolutely. I think of meet the group if I'm trying to get them to go to my Facebook page or well, especially a group or a page where there's
That's a good
a
one.
sense of community. Meet the group, make them feel like they're being introduced to something,
Absolutely.
or I mean, actual people, even better.
All right. Consistency. How many times should you send an email to your list? Minimum, in my opinion, there's no real I mean, you could debate this till you're blue in the face with so many different types of people. Minimum 3 times a week. I think that's kind of where I feel like people will forget about you. And just look, I know I keep going to this, but look what other marketers do. If you see an email from Cindy Branson every single day, you're going to just not forget Cindy Branson. If Cindy Branson sends you an email every 3 months, 3 months down the road, you get so many emails, you meet so many people. Who the heck is Cindy Branson? I'm not opening this. Your open rates are gonna go way down. So 3 times a week gives people the opportunity to see it at least 3 times. Now they may only open one out of those three, but at least your name is in front of them. And that's what branding is. That's what marketing is. It's what billboards are on the road. That's why there's different advertising signs everywhere you go. It's to keep your name in front of your prospects or your customers. Maybe they're all buyers, hopefully. So keep your name fresh in their minds. That's why people spend so much money just on TV ads. It's the same concept. Your goal technically should be 1 email per day. That'd be your goal. If you can do that, it's hard to do 7 days a week, or at least do it Monday through Friday if it's the type of business that you're in. If you're an affiliate marketer, freelance digital marketer, you definitely want to do your best to do 7 emails, because some people don't buy Monday through Friday. They only get to really spend extra time on their emails on the weekends because they're off from their regular job or whatever. They just have more free time. Who knows? Most people aren't going to open every single one of your emails. Hopefully, if you send 7 emails a week, 7 days a week, 1 email a day, you're going to get 2 to 4 opens out of those. That would be a huge, huge bonus for you. All right. If you're a master marketer, I don't recommend this to people who are new. You could send 2 to 3 emails per day. Cindy and I, we don't run a business like that. It's probably something I will start doing for particular lists, like make money online type of lists. But for your everyday, keep in touch, I might sell you something, that's a different story. If I'm really pushing something and it's a list where I'm offering different products and offering opportunities 2 to 3 times a day is your goal there. All right, Cindy Branson, I think you could stop sharing and we'll discuss some content and see if there's any questions.
Okay, Chris, you're set.
All right. Anything on the chats at all?
No, we don't have any questions. Judy Gunn, thank you for coming in. I didn't mention her earlier. And Sharon B, thank you. Saying great tips. That's awesome. So glad you're finding it helpful. Yeah, that's all we got so far, Chris. Got some others watching. They're just watching in the background.
So let's open up. Let's open up an email here. Hold on a second. Okay. You want to share my screen?
Sure. You're set.
All right. So Cindy's talking about the personalization. So you can see here in this email, it's personalized to me. Hey, Chris. Great. Nice, subtle touch there. And we have a nice curiosity headline. We just hit 277. What the heck does that mean? Let's go check it out. And then the white hot list just hit 277 total useful websites. All right. We are on our way to 300. Cool. Check out our new sites. Open the white hot list here. There's your call to action here. Enjoy the day. The white hot list team, Travis and Michelle. Nice little picture of Travis and Michelle. And that's where you're doing some personalization. Now, one of the other things I like about the structure of this, P.S., take a look at what's hot in the marketplace right now. Check this out. and this goes to some sort of offer. And then what's good here is you see this empty space here,
Yes.
not putting the unsubscribe. I see a lot of people send emails and the unsubscribe is punched up right, like they make it too easy to unsubscribe. You don't have to make it easy. You have to have it where people can unsubscribe for your list, but don't jam it right up against your content. Do you know what I mean?
I do, Chris. I mean, you don't want to go too easy, but you don't want to go make it too difficult either. There's the happy medium because again, you want to keep a clean list. And if somebody wants to get off your list, then let them because they'll do more damage than good. And ultimately, it can also cost you money to have people on your list that don't want your content.
That's true.
There's several autoresponders out there that are now charging per email that you send out.
Absolutely. So I'm seeing a lot of this lately are people putting their pictures on here, and it's just a really good way to personalize things. Um, and also, if you notice, I'll shrink this down to normal size. You see, so 100% on my screen, you see how this is kind of thin and it works its way down.
Mhm.
This
That
is
makes
the way you should write emails, even if it's long. If you write horizontal where long sentences, you almost want to have little sentences all the way down and very narrow, like make a vertical emails.
you
Because
want
Cindy Branson is going to tell you why.
for mobile optimization, Chris Chesar, you want to design your emails so that they're responsive and easy to read on any device that somebody's on. And as we know, those mobile devices, especially cell phones, are the number one way people are checking their email.
Correct. Now, this particular email, it's nice and vertical. If it was on mobile, it's perfect. They'll be able to see everything. It's short, sweet, to the point. Don't be afraid of these emails. People are starting, and to be honest with you, I got this from Graham David Holroyd, a good friend of Cindy Branson and myself. He is a master at this, especially with the affiliate marketing niche. And it's just short, sweet, to the point. Get me to the link. That's where I want to go, and that's it. No stories. No, maybe if you have a story, it's short and sweet in one sentence. And that's it. Depends on your niche, like Cindy Branson
Mhm.
mentioned. Maybe you need to do your look it up Seinfeld style emails where it's a long story, and you go into all these different types of antidotes when you're right. That's a whole nother thing, and maybe we should do a presentation on that in the future, how to write a Seinfeld style email and make it your own. You can stop sharing.
Okay. There you
Thank you,
go,
Cindy
Chris.
Branson. Appreciate that.
No problem.
Um, yeah, so that's all I got as far as I know. Yeah, I think I want to do a different presentation because this one's already 40, 44, 45 minutes in. And we'll do more on writing styles and things like that in a part two version of this. That way you guys have it so it's not overwhelming. But that's it. This should definitely help you get your emails opened. I know Cindy Branson doesn't do a whole lot of email marketing, to be quite honest with you. But she's always been above 20%. And myself, I've always been around 40% and up. So 40 to 50 is definitely the sweet spot where you want to be. And my click through rates are pretty good. Um, yeah, see, I'm doing something a little different. I'm in the make money online niche, and I keep my list clean, so I'm getting a higher click through rate. I can get 7% click through rate or click on my links. So 7% of the people who open my emails click on the links. So, yeah, that's if you can get to that point, you're going to make more money. You're going to get more people if you're sending them to a Facebook group to join your Facebook group. If you're doing book a meeting with me, you got to find creative ways to do it. But it truly is, we're talking about getting your emails opened. It's all in the subject line. If you don't have a good subject line, you're toast. You're toast. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you are. If your subject line is bad, it's bad. Now, the only other advice that I could give you is if the first person who comes into your list, you should send them an email immediately on your autoresponder that says, respond to this email with something, and you'll give them an extra bonus. That's always a great way to, give them something extra for opening that first email. But they have to reply to get it. Even though you might send it automatically, they think they have to reply. That helps with email warming. But another subject for another day. So you want to always try to get interaction with your emails too. And we'll go over that in our next presentation. All right, Cindy Branson, do you have anything else
Yeah.
before I wrap it up?
No, I mean, the only other thing I could think of, like, I mean, you might think I have a killer subject line. I love my subject line. Why aren't so maybe in that case, just experiment possibly with the time that you're sending it. Because different times of day can, depending on when your audience is most active. And then, of course, no matter what, you always want to be in compliance with the data protection regulations, GDPR. Sorry, I always got to think about those initials and making sure, just like Chris said, you have that on subscribe on there and that you're not, putting people on your list that did not sign up.
Absolutely. What does GDPR stand for?
I should know that and I don't. What is it, Chris? Enlighten us.
I'm looking it up now.
We just went over
General
this. Go ahead.
General Data Protection Regulation.
Yeah. We just went over that like less than 2 weeks ago, I think, and I forgot already.
Well, we don't really have it enforced that much right now in the United States, but I know in Europe and some other countries, you definitely have to be aware of that. It's very important to be aware of that.
It's very important to be aware of that. And just because they're not enforcing it here, if we're sending emails to Europe or anywhere else that does have it, we need to comply with where we're sending it to, not just where we live.
Well, that's GDPR is usually a setting that you have on your opt-in page. So
Okay.
you don't have to really worry about that once they've opted into your list. You shouldn't email people who aren't on your list. So let's say, as an example, actually, this is so good that you brought this up because I thought about this. I had a project with some other people, and that kind of went defunct. So there's like 5,000 people on that list that I worked hard to get to, along with my partners. What do I do with those people on the list? I can't take them and move them over to my account, and they can't either. So it's kind of like you just lost 5,000 subscribers that were good subscribers, unless we get them to opt in again to
Yeah.
my list or my partner's list. You would have to do that. If I just grab them and move them to my list, they don't know who Chris Chesar is. They didn't opt into my emails. And then that could be a serious violation, serious problem for me down the road. And that's kind of it's not really spamming because I was involved with them, but that list didn't know who I was. Now, if you're were part in that particular scenario, if it was signed, Chris, Cindy, and Bobby, then it would be different because then I could bring them over and I'm just emailing them from Chris. But it's still going to look weird. It's probably going to go in their spam box because they didn't opt in to get an email from Chris at chrischesar.com. So you got to be really careful. And that's almost like borrowing a list or buying a list. You got to be really careful with that. And it's going to hurt you, especially if you're new to email marketing. It definitely will hurt you. Takes time to grow an email list. Takes
Mm-hmm.
time. Takes work. Takes traffic. Some of the hardest things that you could do. But once you get it going, it's a slow. What do they say? Slow and steady wins the race. You will win.
One.
You will win. You just got to keep doing it and don't quit. All right, guys. With that said, thank you so much for watching. We are here for now. We're here every single Monday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. I think we're going to continue doing Friday until the summertime comes. Once summer hits, we'll probably just do lives every Monday and Wednesday because, heck, it's Friday night. The weather's good. Who wants to be on a live, right, Cindy
And
Brand?
we not only that, but we change clocks on Sunday, so it's gonna get even harder when it's still light out for me.
Oh, we do change the clocks?
Yeah, on Sunday night we do.
Oh, crap.
Coming up,
Really?
right around the corner
I didn't know that. All
7
right.
o'clock sunsets.
Thanks for letting me know. That's going to mess up everything. All right, guys. Thanks again so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.